Hi, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Ume 3-light curved arm bath sconce. This is the 2013-42. So ume means Japanese plum blossom flower, and that's what basically these pieces of glass look like. Really beautiful. You know, you can mount this facing down like this. You can also mount this facing up like that, and it's equally pretty. So just something that you should know. So let's get into a couple details on it. So let's talk about the overall height, and that's going to be the distance from the bottom of the fixture to the top of the back plate. It's coming in at 22 inches wide, and then the back plate on it is 5.5 inches round. It's going to go over your 4-inch junction box. Projection from the wall coming out, and that's going to come to the farthest point. So wall to here, coming in at 8.1 inches. So I want to talk a little bit more about this back plate, and how we're going to do it is we're going to look at the installations instructions. So if you're on the page for this on Handmade in Vermont, look over on that side of the screen midway down. You're going to see a link. It's going to say click here for installations instructions PDF. Open that up for me. It's going to show you a lot of great details, how to put the glass on. Takes a second, just screws right on. It's also going to show you the setup of the back plate, and this is the mounting brackets. It's a universal mounting bracket, and I have another one right here. There's all these different holes on it, which means it's going to be able to accommodate a variety of these kind of boxes that you guys have. So we basically have you covered. But that install sheet is going to show you a lot of that great information and how it all works. So take advantage of that. There's some good drawings of this too. Okay. So another thing you're going to notice in that parts list, you're going to notice that on the pull-down menu for Choose Your Finish, it's going to have Choose Your Finish for the fixture, and that's going to be basically the body of this whole thing. And then Choose Your Finish for what's called the accent. The accent is this plate, which I can kind of take off a little bit because I don't have it all the way on. So it's an accent plate on here. You can have this in the same finish like we do right here, or you could have it in a contrasting finish. It adds a little bit to the design, but it allows you to become interior designer. So it's just something else you can do. So let's move on from there. Let's talk about the finishes really quick. So Hubbardton says this is a bath sconce, but like I said, you can use it everywhere, and you're going to notice it's in some limited finishes. So we also can do this in custom finishes. So if you are doing, let's say you're doing this over the sink, and you've got one or two of these over the sink, probably facing down, and then you will have another Hubbardton Forge fixture as a semi-flush, like let's say in a bathroom, and you're doing that in dark smoke, but this isn't available in dark smoke. We can often do these custom in the outdoor coastal finishes. So the finishes help guide, remember, is over here, kind of down a little bit, and go to the bottom of that, and you're going to see a chart, and that chart's going to show you all those coastal finishes. They look basically like the interior finishes. So if you needed this to be in dark smoke, but you notice it's not on that pull-down menu, we can often do them in the coastals. How we go about that is you're going to drop me a quick email and say you're looking at the 2013-42, and you need it to be an X finish, whatever the finish is on that chart, to go with what you're doing. I'm going to take your email, it's going to go through the customs department and come back to me with an answer. Most likely a yes, most of the time we do this. Adds a little time and money, but it's something we do every day, and it's free to ask, so don't be afraid to do that. So let's talk about a few other things on this. Let's talk about socket. Okay, so the socket, you have 3 of these. It's going to be using what's called a G9 socket. G9 sockets accept G9 bulbs, and they come in all kinds of different ways. You'll notice some of them have little prongs on the bottom, some have little wire loops on the bottom, 2 of them, and they really just push right in, so it's not any big mystery. They're really easy to work with. You're going to be able to use up to 3 60-watt halogen bulbs in this, and this is a dimmable fixture, and it dims beautifully with halogen. So if you want to go that route, you might want to do that just to see what it's like. If you want to go LED, there's going to be a couple things about that. So still easy to do, and I talk about LEDs all the time. So these are a couple different types of LED. You've got the ones with the long bars in them that are orange are called phosphorus LEDs. The ones that look like corn cobs are called cob LEDs. If I'm going to be doing this in the opaque glass, so it's going to be a frosted glass we'll talk about in a second, then I'm not in a quandary about which one of these to use, because I'm not going to be able to see it. It's really going to be about what they can do. If I'm going to be using the clear glass, and this is the cool gray, but it also comes in a totally clear glass, I'm going to be able to see the tip, at least the tip of the bulb. So I may elect, to go with the halogen just to see what it's like, and halogens come frosted as well, and I think I don't see one bouncing around. Here's one. So I may elect to go with a halogen bulb that's frosted. That might be aesthetically the nicest thing to be coming out of here, and it would just come out a little bit like that. But I also probably could do an LED. I just want to do one that's going to be somewhat attractive, and that's kind of attractive. Don't think that this kind of thing is what I'm really looking for, right? But again, this is always up to you. Where we get our bulbs is basically Amazon for these kind of things. It's just the best way to do it. And don't do it on a phone. Do it on a real computer so you have a big page to look at. In that heading up there, that search bar, put in G9 LED. It pop up a huge page of these things, and they're going to come in all kinds of different flavors. They're going to come in different colors of the light, and I talk about it all the time. 2700 Kelvin is super yellow. It's like a setting sun. Not sure if you want that in a bathroom light, because if you're standing in a mirror and you need light to be on you, you want it to be pretty neutral. So I wouldn't necessarily go for the super yellow light. I also wouldn't go for what's called daylight. Daylight's kind of a misnomer. People think that it's a warm light. It's not. That's that cool blue-white light that you get in a hospital waiting room. That's 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 on the Kelvin scale. So I would probably shy away from that unless it's exactly what you're looking for, and most of you are not. In the middle of all that is called warm white. And the warm white coming down, the light coming down on my hands, this is a warm white LED. That is 3,000 Kelvin. That's probably what you guys want if you're going to be using LEDs in this. 3,000 Kelvin is also the norm as far as warm white light goes in the LED world now. So that's that. Let's hit on glass really quick, and I'm going to take one of these off really fast. See, let's go like this. I can also show you the socket inside too. So hold on one second while I just unscrew this, and we'll talk about the differences in these pieces of glass. Hubbardton Forge sources their glass from the most amazing glass makers in the world. This glass there we go. This looks a lot like what's called, if you're into glass, there's a company out of France called Dome. Wicked expensive stuff, and this looks exactly like Dome glass. It's not, but it suspiciously looks a lot like it. The inside of this is frosted, so it's either acid etched or sandblasted to make it opaque, so you're not going to be able to see the bulb inside of that. And the outside is your regular nice glossy glass. So it gives you this beautiful kind of milky translucent glow, which I absolutely love. This glass is used on a lot of pendants too. Dining pendants, single pendants, smaller one light sconces. It's just a great piece of glass all the way around. The other type of glass you're going to be able, the other thing about this has the retaining ring is embedded in this piece of glass. So just want to make sure you know that. This one is actually the other version of the glass you can get, and it's kind of like a wine glass shape, like a red wine glass shape, but it has two little dimples, one there and one there, almost like someone pinched it with their fingers when it was warm, and that's exactly what happened. So this is going to be a clear glass. It doesn't have that embedded ring, and what keeps it to this fixture is going to be a retaining cup. And the retaining cup that has threading on the inside. This is your socket, don't forget, and it's really just going to screw over this, just like this, and it's going to keep this onto your fixture. So remember, you're going to be, if you get this clear glass, you're going to be able to see this inside, and your bulb's going to pop out just a little bit. Little details you guys always want to know. Let's get into finishes now. If you're on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over on this side of the screen. Midway down, you're going to see a tab. It's going to say Finishes Help Guide. Click on that for me. There's going to be a video on there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton Forge finishes and how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be talking about a chart a little farther down on the page. You'll see it next to me here. It's going to kind of go over the differences between heavy forging and non-heavy forging, and it'll be talked about in that video. So it's really important that you kind of watch the video, use the chart. You can click on that chart on different things. So you can click on dark smoke and a big page will pop up and show you lots of different things in dark smoke. Click on burnished steel or natural iron, it'll do the same thing. But it's really important that you understand how Hubbardton Forge's finishes are kind of divided into translucent and opaque and how they can look on different fixtures. Our showroom in Vermont has we're up to 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. We have a What's on Display page. It's way up there in those red tabs again, so click on that and you can see what we have to show you. That changes all the time because we're always adding things as they come out. Showroom's open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. We have an amazing clearance center here too. Clearance Center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. If you were coming to visit us, bring a good-sized vehicle, something like a big SUV or maybe a small truck or something like that, because you might find something in the Clearance Center that you want to take home, and it's a lot of fun to go through. 75% off MSRP is an amazing bargain, so you should really take advantage of it if you can. Like I said, we're open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You can call us at 802-446-2400 during business hours. You can email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all the time. We love to answer emails. When you buy your Hubbardton Forge fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There's no tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont, and we're the only dealer with 90-day returns and no restocking fees. No one else even comes close to that. Some larger items are non-returnable. We'll always tell you about that. It'll be in the description thing, that part of the description underneath on the very bottom. So keep an eye out for that. We also offer a rush program. Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. They don't stock anything. That's how you're going to get all your finishes, your adjustable ranges to play with, all those things. We can cut that time in half, and it's super inexpensive. If you want to know more, drop a quick email, and I can walk you through the whole thing, okay? So if you guys have any other questions, let me know. Love to see you in our showroom sometime, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.